In the world of culinary delights, few things can spark as much passion and conflict as a cherished family recipe. Today, we dive into a story that not only highlights the love for food, but also the lengths to which families will go to protect their legacies. This is the tale of a lawsuit over a disputed family recipe that went viral, capturing the hearts and minds of food lovers everywhere. It all began in a quiet small town where the aroma of freshly baked goods wafted through the streets. The Johnson family had been known for generations for their famous chocolate chip cookies. It was a recipe passed down through the family, each generation adding a little twist of their own, but the core remained the same. Soft, chewy, and bursting with chocolatey goodness, these cookies were not just treats. They were memories, family gatherings, and love baked into each bite. But in a world driven by social media, what was once a local treasure quickly became a national sensation. After a viral video showcasing the Johnson family's cookie baking process caught fire on platforms like TikTok and Instagram, people were clamoring for the recipe. The video featured the family's matriarch, Grandma Edith, who had been baking these cookies for over 50 years. Her warm smile and the comforting flick of her wrist as she mixed the ingredients charmed millions. The video went viral, racking up millions of views in just days. Suddenly, everyone wanted to know the secret behind those heavenly cookies. The Johnsons, overwhelmed by the attention, finally decided to share the recipe online. However, what should have been a joyous occasion soon turned into a battleground. Enter the Mitchell family, who lived just a few towns over. They claimed that the Johnson family's recipe was strikingly similar to their own cherished version that had been in their family for decades. The Mitchells argued that the Johnsons had stolen their recipe and, with the help of social media, were profiting off it. Can you imagine the shock when the lawsuit was filed? The news spread like wildfire. The small-town community was divided. Some sided with the Johnsons, arguing that recipes should be shared and celebrated, while others felt that the Mitchells had every right to protect their family's legacy. Social media exploded with debates, memes, and even hashtags like Cookie Wars and Recipe Rights. With the lawsuit underway, both families prepared for a legal showdown that would capture the attention of not just their town, but the entire nation. The courtroom became a battleground for more than just a recipe. It became a symbol of family, tradition, and the ever-blurring lines of ownership in the digital age. As the case moved forward, shocking details began to emerge. During the discovery phase, both families were required to produce evidence of their claims. The Johnsons presented old family photos, handwritten notes from Grandma Edith, and even an old recipe card with smudges of chocolate that dated back to the 1960s. The Mitchells, however, countered with their own evidence, including a family cookbook that featured their version of the cookie recipe, complete with a story about its origins. The courtroom drama unfolded as each side called family members to testify. The Johnsons painted a picture of a loving family tradition, while the Mitchells spoke of their own cherished memories tied to their beloved cookies. It became increasingly emotional, with both families expressing their love for their ancestors and the recipes that had been passed down. Amidst the courtroom tension, a surprising twist came when an expert witness was called. A renowned food historian took the stand, and what they revealed was nothing short of astonishing. They explained that many cookie recipes, particularly chocolate chip cookies, share common ingredients and methods that date back to the early 20th century. In fact, they argued that the essence of cookie making lies in its adaptability, and that many families likely have similar recipes due to the commonality of ingredients and techniques. This revelation sent shockwaves through the courtroom. If the recipe was indeed a variation of a long-standing tradition, could either family truly claim ownership? The judge, visibly intrigued, leaned in as the witness continued. It was clear that the case was evolving into a discussion about culinary heritage and the importance of community over competition. As the trial continued, social media played a pivotal role. Supporters from both sides rallied online, sharing their own family recipes and stories of baking with loved ones. The hashtag #ShareYourRecipe became a movement, encouraging people to celebrate their culinary traditions rather than fight over them. It was a heartwarming response that reminded everyone that food is meant to bring people together. In a dramatic turn of events, the Johnsons and Mitchells were invited to participate in a televised cooking competition, where they would each prepare their versions of the famous chocolate chip cookies. The event was designed to showcase not just the recipes, but the love and history behind them. As the families worked side by side in the kitchen, something remarkable happened. The tension began to dissolve as they shared tips, laughter, and stories about their own family traditions. The competition aired live, and viewers were captivated not just by the rivalry, but by the camaraderie that developed between the two families. Audiences began to realize that this was more than just about cookies. It was about community, love, and the shared experience of food. At the end of the competition, the judges tasted both versions of the cookies. What would happen next? Would there be a winner declared? The tension in the air was palpable as the judges deliberated. Finally, they announced that both recipes were unique and delicious in their own right, and that there was no need to declare a winner. Instead, they encouraged both families to collaborate and create a community cookie that combined the best of both worlds. This unexpected conclusion sent ripples through both families. Instead of a bitter feud, they found themselves at the forefront of a new movement promoting recipe sharing and unity in the culinary community. The lawsuit was dropped, and both families decided to work together to host a cookie festival, celebrating their love for baking and the stories that brought them together. So what can we learn from this incredible saga? It reminds us that food is more than just sustenance. It is culture, history, and a bridge between generations. Recipes may be passed down through families, but they can also be shared, adapted, and celebrated in new ways. Can you believe how a simple cookie recipe could spark such a profound conversation about community and ownership? In a world that often pits us against one another, this story shows that collaboration can lead to something beautiful. As we reflect on this journey, let's remember that in the culinary world, there is room for everyone to thrive. Whether you're baking cookies in your kitchen or sharing recipes on social media, the heart of cooking lies in the love that goes into each dish. So the next time you whip up a batch of cookies, think of the Johnsons and the Mitchells. Think of the love, the memories, and the community that food can create. After all, it's not just about the ingredients, it's about the stories we tell and the connections we make along the way. In the end, the viral lawsuit over a disputed family recipe transformed into a celebration of culinary heritage and community, reminding us all that food is better when shared. And in a world where recipes can go viral, let's make sure our legacy is one of love, unity, and delicious memories.